guys. Happy Father's Day. I know I already said my Father's Day to our fathers online, but there was something about today. I was reflecting, and I became emotional about it, and I felt so, it put me in a state of gratefulness, thankfulness, and love. And I wanted to express that in the best possible way that I can. Deep breath, Jay. Deep breath. Okay. So, as you know, I've been following the tarot community for many years now. If you haven't noticed that already. I want to thank some people who are long overdue. And today, when I was all in my feelings and emotional, Spirit said, it's time. You need to tell them. So here I am, and I'm just a little nervous because I don't want to get too emotional because it's that deep. And yeah. So I want to say Happy Father's Day to my ex-husband, Anthony Cohen. Thank you for gifting me our son, Sakima. And if he hasn't told you, his Indian name is Conti. If you don't know how to say it, like when I type it online, it's Conti. That means for fire. So that's our son's name. And I also want to say thank you to Mr. Randall Pablo. He is my previous partner who also blessed me with a son, and that's Caleb. And his Indian name is Something, which is 4-star. And he's pretty sure he knows how to say all of that. And also I wanted to thank the men that were in my life to help me raise my children. I want to say thank you to Mr. J Balls. He doesn't like to be called that. But the memory he left me with. So he's known as Jerry Charlie on Facebook. Um, he taught me a lot, and he was there for me and my boys. Same thing with Mr. Willis. Um, they're both from 7J's in Toreo, and they both had a huge influence on my son's life as well. And I think the main one, the most important one that had a lot to do with my changing as a single parent mother would be my late boyfriend, Harley Augustine. He passed away a while back, and I've been dealing with that mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Um, as you can see, I gained a lot of weight because of all of that. I'm a little chunky now because I was emotional eating. I might still do that. When I get sad, I start eating cake or cookies. But yeah, so I'm recovering from that as well. And also, I had a lot of stepfathers. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean like I had men that were in my life that I viewed, in my heart in a great way. And we all have bad sides. They weren't perfect either, but they had a lot to do with raising me, pitching in, helping my mom with us children. So you already know some of them because I posted showing my gratitude. Like my late stepfather, William Warito. He influenced me in such a way as a young kiddo, and he passed on. And then I had a stepfather. He was from the Black community, Mr. King. He also had a lot to do with raising me as well, and helping out with raising my mom's kids. Not that included me. And also Harold. He's with my mom, and he also had a lot to do with raising us kids, helping my mom. As we got older, he is such a good person to my mom, and I'm grateful for that. But more or less, I want to talk about the ones I don't speak about, the ones I don't post about very much. That's what this really is the video for, is to show my thanks and gratitude to people that I view as my spiritual family, my tribe, my spiritual tribe. I started this journey around 2016. It started with watching simple videos on YouTube, like affirmations, grape juice. It started out just watching random affirmations. Around that time, I was in a difficult place in my life, and I had 2 boys by that time. And I was facing so much challenges in my life. And so what turned from affirmations, daily affirmations, to sounds to help you sleep, like orcas, like the orcas that sound at night, and the like rain, how like the rain sound to help you sleep. That's how it started. And in watching those videos to help me sleep, some videos started popping up. This is recommended, right? So the first person, my first spiritual member, my spiritual tribal member, I guess I'll call you that. So the start of my tribe was this man named Mr. Ralph Smart. And I just used to just swipe past his videos because I was trying to get to my affirmation videos and my sleep videos so I can sleep better, I used to just pass, like just swipe, I did that for like almost a year. Like I just didn't, my mind was someplace else. I was trying to rest. And when I look back, I was spiritually exhausted. I wasn't physically exhausted. I was spiritually exhausted. I was so exhausted from the spiritual warfare that I was experiencing all my life. And so then one day I just thought, I forgot about my videos because it was connected to one of my big speakers. And his video played next. So YouTube, because you know how like YouTube will play like the next video, right? Right after another video. So that's what happened. And so his voice came on. And he was just talking. And I remember I was cleaning the house at that time, trying to relax, but that was ironic. I'm cleaning to relax, right? It's like an oxymoron. But that's what I was doing. And his voice came on, he started talking, and I didn't step away from my cleaning. I just kept cleaning, like whatever. And I was hearing his voice from the next room. And he caught my attention. And I sat down and I started watching his videos. And he had a YouTube channel called Infinite Waters. And he called people that were watching him deep divers, right? So here I am. I'm just like, what is this? I just started just watching it. And about 10 minutes in, I was hooked. And I loved his energy. He made me laugh. He made me think about a lot of things. And on that day, I remember I stopped cleaning. And I put everything aside. And I grabbed my tablet, because it was on a tablet at the time. And I started going through his videos, and I thought, what is this, And I started binge watching Mr. Ralph Smart. I started binge watching him, and I was like, I like this. Like, I need this energy in my life. And he spoke upon things that I kind of basically intuitively knew, but I couldn't put words to it. I couldn't put something tangible to it. But whatever it was that he was saying in these videos was describing what I was feeling. And it started to feel like he was talking to me, like me personally. And I thought, oh my gosh. And I was hooked. I was hooked. And this was in 2016. I was a follower of Ralph Smart since then. And I've been trying to be a steady follower on all my social media platforms. But over the years, my social medias were attacked. So I was always trying to rebuild, just start over every time my profiles were attacked. And I got so hooked a year, and then I was just watching Ralph Smart only for a year. And then behind Ralph Smart's videos were these things called tarot readings, right? Even that, I ignored it. Horoscopes, astrology, I ignored it. And I would just swipe past it. And I'm like, give me Ralph Smart. And so then one day, after one of Ralph Smart's videos, here comes a tarot video by Salvadora. He's known as Sal. And his YouTube channel is Eat, Read, Love Incorporated. So I didn't know what I was expecting from the tarot community. And same thing, after one of Ralph's videos finished playing, one of Sal's videos started playing, and it was for Gemini. And I'm cooking, and then I just hear this voice, right? This voice is, he was like, and I remember one of his, like, I think one of his older videos was he would come on stage wearing angel wings. I remember that. Those were like, it was one of those videos that came on. And then he was like, I'm going to do your reading, Gemini. And I was like, Gemini? It's like, what's a Gemini? And I got online and I was like, Gemini. And I was trying to spell it because I didn't know what Gemini was, or I was clueless, you know? And I was like, what is tarot? You know, like, I was like, you know, just real curious. I typed it in, and then I took the title from his video, Gemini, right? So I typed it in, and then I saw it. I was like, oh, this is horoscopes. And I was like, what is this? And it looked really hard. Came up these birth charts and graphs and planet placements, crystals. And I was like, whoa. You know? Like, I became very interested. And those were the two main ones that started my journey. And many years later, well, people that knew me when they have problems, I would say, you should check out Infinite Waters. There's a guy named Ralph Smart. I was always, Ralph Smart, you know. Anybody had a problem, I would tell them, you should look him up on YouTube. And because it helped me. And my kids grew up listening to his voice. And they would be like, oh, leave mom alone. She's hanging out with Ralph Smart. And the other thing was, a few years back, Caleb, he said something funny. And he was like, when I'm having a bad day, I would just play Ralph Smart. Because his energy is so infectious, right? And I would play him, and then I would become revitalized, and like I feel like I can do this. And Caleb says, "Who's Ralph Smart? Is he a wizard?" I thought that was so cute. And I was like, yeah, in a way, he's a wizard. So Ralph Smart, Caleb thinks you're a wizard. At the age of 12, I told him you were a wizard. He's now 14. And Sal, last year, or was it last year? Might have been over a year. We stopped by your store in Studio City in Los Angeles. And I purchased Caleb's first metaphysical jewelry from your store. So we went there on a Saturday, and your worker was very nice to us, and he said that you were not going to be at the store until the next day because you were recording in the studio. So we missed you, and we continued our journey further west. And so Caleb got his first metaphysical divinity tool, the necklace, from your store. And so after watching Sal and Ralph Smart and these terms they were using, I was researching it, and the more I became familiar with it, I was like, oh, okay. I remember when I first embarked on my journey, some of my very religious friends were like, did you know tarot's the devil? It has a devil card in it. They were trying to like dissuade me from the message you were delivering just because of the devil card in the deck. So I was like, I don't think so. It doesn't feel evil unless you're trying to make it evil, but it does. What they're saying is not evil. They're trying to help people. And so I was like, let me study this tarot thing. So I started looking at the cards, and they were right. The devil card was in there, and I was like, well, it doesn't mean what they think it means. They got it wrong, right? So the more I watched Sal and Ralph Smart, next thing you know, these other tarots, the tarot community started popping up. And I remember Butch Tarot, Tyler Tarot, and they were popping up in my feed. And so that was the next set. So the first original ones was Ralph Smart and Salvadora from Eat, Read, Love. And then a couple years later, my next group of spiritual team that came to help me was Butch Tarot and Tyler Tarot. They started showing up in my YouTube feeds, like recommended, and I started watching. And I was hooked. And Butch Tarot, I enjoyed watching his Gemini readings because he has Gemini friends. He always states, I have Gemini friends, and I was like, okay, well, someone that gets Gemini, because he does have Gemini friends. So that's what hooked me. He is very calm. He's not very energetic and high strung in his messages. So I got hooked on that, and I was watching that on a regular. And then Tyler Tarot, he's very different. He's very energetic. And he was not afraid to tell you this or that. His message is like a big brother getting mad at you. There was sometimes when I was watching Tyler Tarot's channel, and he was like, he'd be doing his readings, and then he'll come on something. He's like, Gemini, didn't I tell you this yesterday? Yeah. He was like, I would just crack up because sometimes his messages were spot on. And so he was like my big brother getting on my case. Butch Tarot was like this calm friend that I need, that would just ground me. And in my anxious times, his voice would calm me. I liked it. And Sal and Ralph, they were the originals, the beginning to my journey. And then the next group that came in after Butch Tarot and Tyler Tarot was the men anyway. There's women too, but I'm speaking just about the men today because it's Father's Day. Was Nicholas Ashbaugh. I hope I'm saying that right. And Pluto Bean and Apollyon Tarot, Emery's Tarot, and 70 Tarot. Nicholas has if you have time, he has a very extensive library in astrology and all of that. It's, you have to set aside at least an hour to watch his videos. Pluto Bean, you cracked me up. I started watching you because you narrated the quotations of your messages. So it was like you were you, but you were also narrating the quotations. So you would switch between voices, and that would crack me up. And I saw you as my uncle, my spiritual uncle. And same thing with Apollyon Tarot. I viewed you as my spiritual uncle. Same thing with Nicholas Ashbaugh. Well, Nicholas, it was more like Tyler Tarot, like a brotherly, calm, mature brother that, will tell you, something in a very extensive way. And then there was Emery's Tarot and 70 Tarot. Emery's Tarot was like an older brother. 70 Tarot was more like a buddy spiritual family to me online. Now, all these people that are channels that I named, I've never met them in real life. But I feel like I've known them for a long time because, like I said, this all started back in 2016. And I've grown a lot since then. And I also want to mention someone that's a part of my Diné community just in the recent years, which is Wally from the Navajo Traditional Teaching channel online on YouTube. I post him a lot as well. I share his message and his content. And he doesn't have anything to do with the tarot community, but it's more about our tribe and like just what his title says, traditional teachings. And I learned a lot from him. And another person that's not from the tarot community, that's a man, a male masculine figure, was Mean King. Mean King for real. So when he first started out, he was just named as Mean King. That's what it was. And over the years, he started having people impersonating him, making fake profiles. So he changed his name to Mean King for real. And then later on down the years, he came out with his name, Yosef Rodriguez. This man was an everyday, daily thing. His voice for the divine feminine helped me out in such a way that sometimes when I didn't have the energy, when I didn't know what was what, his voice was my voice as a divine feminine. And I appreciated that over the years. And so these are all men, male figures, masculine individuals that I wanted to mention for this day on Father's Day. Because in one way or another, I looked up to you in a very honorable way, in a very real way. And this is not just me just saying it, just because I saw a meme, like what everyone complains about nowadays, fake love. It's not one of those. It's actually them contributing to my life and my well-being to where I am the person that I am today, partly because of them. Well, majorly because of it. Not partly, because, it was a regular thing watching their videos and allowing that, and in such a way that it inspired me as a person, as a mother, as a friend, as a sister, all of that. And then there's the musical artists. There's two main ones. The main one was Tupac Machiavelli. He actually saved my life. His music saved my life. And I didn't know his birthday was the same day as mine. And even though I listened to him as a kid, I just never knew when his birthday was. Till one year, I think like about 20 years ago, I saw an article about him and I saw his birthday. And I was like, his birthday is the same day as mine. And I was like, he's my favorite artist. And then there's another guy, he's native, his name is Dreesus. And he has on Facebook Dreesus Music. On my darkest hours, my darkest times, 2 songs of yours, Jesus, got me through the hardest, toughest times of my life, and that was Big Dreams, that song, and Get Up. Those 2 songs drug me out of the darkness as a Native woman, because I resonated with you because you were Native. So on this day, Spirit said it's time. And I cried out my tears, got emotional, got it out of my system before I came before the camera to talk about it. Because I was like, man, I'm going to be an emotional mess if I don't get this out. So I was really emotional before I got on live and made this video for you to say thank you. I'm going to say something to all of you in my language. Aheha. Ntago. Aheha. Thank you in a very big way. And I am living proof that you've been heard. I am living proof of your energy in helping someone and helping them on their spiritual journey to become a better person. I am living proof. I'm not just saying it just because I discovered you a couple of months ago and I think you're cool. No. This is years and years and years of being in your energy, absorbing the words you have to say, applying it to my life, which wasn't easy. That was hard. I'm living proof of that. I'm trying not to cry. Because of that, I want to help others. I love you guys. You were, I don't know, I guess I could call you my spiritual fathers. You guys helped me grow up. You imparted wisdom and I collected. You had teachings, important life lessons. You provided guidance and support, mentorship, and yes, Mr. Tyler Tarot, accountability. You're always getting mad at everyone. Especially Gemini, you're like, are you on your shit? Yeah. Thank you for my spiritual growth and our development. You know that saying, teach a man, teach an individual. Teach a woman, you teach a village. The wisdom that you imparted with for us, people that were watching, I received it. I'm living proof of it. I am now interested in the tarot community, the metaphysical world, the esoteric world. I'm interested in becoming an alchemist. I'm working on all of that. Now I understand that where you're at took many, 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 many years of work. You can't just become a tarot reader overnight. It doesn't work like that. These people, the ones I mentioned, you can tell they actually did their work, they studied, and they're doing a really good thing, and it's in their energy, and it's in their eyes. So that's it for the masculine energy that is represented in today, June 16th, Father's Day, which also happens to be my birthday. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. I guess you could call me, I'm your spiritual baby. I'm learning from you guys. And I hope one day to meet all of you in person, for reals. For reals, for reals. Again, Ralph Smart, Salvadora from Eat, Read, Love, Butch Tarot, Tyler Tarot, Wally from Navajo Traditional Teachings, Bean King for Reals, Yusuf Rodriguez, they're both the same, Nicholas Ashbaugh, Pluto Bean, Apollyon Tarot, Emery's Tarot, 70 Tarot, and of course, my father figures growing up as a child, of course, them too as well. So, yeah, thank you comes from a really good place in my heart, and I will continue to watch your videos and apply it to my life if it resonates and if it does apply. I've come a long ways. I thank you for helping to raise this little native girl spiritually. You had something to do with it, along with people from my tribe, along with people who raised me. So I don't really mention you guys too much. So I thought today, Spirit said today was the day. So Spirit said it was time. And happy Father's Day.